残酷な天使のように少年よ神話になれ青い風が目のドアを叩いても私だけをただ見つめて微笑んで
Hey there, contemplating death every day here with a little bit of a card trick. Today I'm going to show you guys a little bit of a hot card trick doing the aesthetic, doing the Pigcake aesthetic, all right, circa 2017 here. So I'm going to show you guys a little bit of a hot card trick. This is what I would consider to be an incomplete idea. These are some things I'm putting on the channel every once in a while. They're not necessarily full-fledged ideas. This is something of a worker. This is what we would refer to in the business as a worker. You know that girl that walks into the club that's 237 pounds, but she has a pretty face, and you think, with some P90X, she could probably be fuckable. That's what this trick is. Now, the problem is I can't use the Bin Wang cards. I want to use the Bin Wang cards, Bin Wang Gang, but I'm going to be using these jet setters for this particular trick. I'll explain why. Obviously, you could guess from the title what's going to take place if you have a modicum of an IQ, but let's pretend like you haven't read the title, and I'm taking this deck out of this box. Every magician that does this style of card trick does this exact thing in every single Instagram video I've seen, so I'm just doing it here. It'll make sense later on, but we're going to be using the Ace of Spades. Look at how nice the Ace of Spades looks in this nice light. This Ace of Spades is going to go in the middle of the deck somewhere. We're going to push it in all the way, and we're going to do a little bit of a magic action here. See, by rubbing the back like it's some sort of minor, we actually get that Ace of Spades to jump right to the top of the deck. I'll tell you what, I feel like you were too busy paying attention to the peanut butter, so I'm going to do it again. I'm going to put the Ace of Spades on the bottom. I'm going to just do a little bit of a wiggle, and guess what? That's all it takes for the Ace of Spades to make its way to the top of the deck. Oh boy, what a great trick we have so far. But it's not over yet, my friend. We're going to take the Ace of Spades and put it in the middle of the deck as fair can be. It's not even on the bottom. You see that? Some people think, hey, Pigcake is just in the bottom. You're a liar. But I'll tell you what, we'll make this a little bit easier for you to see. You ready? We'll keep that card in the middle. I'm going to turn this Ace of Diamonds face up on top of the deck, which may just look like I've turned that Ace of Diamonds face up on top of the deck, but really, I've turned over all the cards. You see that? I've turned over all the cards above the deck. Oh boy, what a lovely trick. And of course, the Ace of Spades is the only card that's face down in this newly face-up deck. What a great trick this is, right? The only thing that will make it better is, well, if the deck changes color. That would make it a better trick, right? A little bit of a better trick. The cards change color because magicians like that. That's it. That's a trick. Well, hey there. Are you a fan of magic? Do you want to learn how to preserve your virginity for as long as possible? Well, luckily for you, there's the Pigcake Magic Academy. $5 a month gets you 2 new videos every single week, going over card stuff, going over coin stuff, going over anything you want and related to magic. You get all the videos that are already there, each and every single video, over 200 already. You can look at the list in the description below and get amazed by the vast library of things that you have access to in the Pigcake Magic Academy, taking you from a beginner all the way to an expert in magic. $5 a month. Hell, this little piece of plastic that covers this camera costs $24 a month. So imagine the bargain you're getting for only $5 a month with the Pigcake Magic Academy. Oh boy. Oh boy. So for this trick, if you haven't figured it out, the reason we can't use Bin Wangs is because we're going to have to face the deck. We're going to have to face the deck, which means that we're going to have cards face up in a face down deck. And we can't do that with a borderless deck. So we need a little bit of a border deck. Hashtag borders. Hashtag raise the border. So there's a number of ways that you could get into this. You could actually start with 3 odd colored cards on top of a regular deck. This goes in the card box of the ones that match these 3 cards. I don't know if you guys noticed what I mentioned in the video, but each and every single magician that does a color changing deck in Instagram decides to do this moment where they take the cards out of the box and they want to make sure that you are associating the red box with the red cards. They do this. Even though most videos on Instagram just start with the cards in a person's hand, if it's a color changing deck, you know that dude's going to take that out of the card box every single time. So if you want, at this point, you could actually do a little bit of a shuffle and shuffle these cards as long as you preserve the top stock here. So you're preserving these top 3 cards, you can mix it up. Now the move that you're going to need to accomplish in this particular case is going to be the mechanical reverse, which is a Ken Krenzel move. Dr. Ken Krenzel, he invented this move that allows you to reverse the 3 cards in the back while seemingly turning over the deck. So that action is enough to get us in the position that we need to be. Now, we do teach the mechanical reverse in the Card Academy, so you might want to check that out if you want to learn that move. It's a little bit complicated, but suffice to say, you could just as easily start this trick with the cards face down on top of a face-up deck, and you're ready to go. You're ready to go. So usually you would have to force a card. I'm lazy. I don't know if you guys notice I'm lazy. So I'm just going to have the spectator pick the top card. And I say, you know what? We'll use this card. How's that? If you want, you could write your name on it. But I don't want you to because these cards are expensive. And honestly, I don't know where you've been. I feel like you've been around, and I don't want to take the chance of contracting something. While you're doing this banter, you're going to get a break underneath the top card of the deck using whatever method you like. Some people like doing this and pulling it back. Some people like making a little bit of a bubble and getting a break that way. Either way, you're going to prepare for the Ed Marlowe, Di Vernon, Depth Illusion, Tilt, Santa Claus, Elmer, Fudge. My improv skills are really lacking in this video. I apologize. I have a migraine, and I'm congested because of all the semen. So you're going to do the Depth Illusion here. You're going to get a break underneath the top card of the deck. You're going to take this card over here, and you're going to begin a little bit of an ambitious card sequence where you're apparently sticking this card in the middle. Really, I'm sticking a second from the top of the deck. Now, this card is going to get squared up. As it gets squared up, I'm going to lift up at the break, and lifting up is going to allow me to get a little bit of a pinky break in there. I got my pinky in there like it's some sort of middle school prom, and I don't know what I'm doing sexually, but I decide to test the waters, and it happens to work. So lifting up, I get a break underneath the second card from the top of the deck, which is going to allow me to do a double lift and show this card, making its way magically to the top of the deck. Now, the reason for the sequence, and the reason this has a little bit of an ambitious card routine sequence in the beginning, is to establish the fact that this is a normal face-down deck without saying this is a normal face-down deck. Really, it's not. It's a bunch of face-up cards and only 3 face-up cards on top of the deck, or rather 3 face-down cards. So at this point, this is a double lift. Remember, 2 cards is 1. If you want to get fancy and do whatever finger-flicking fuckery you want, you're more than welcome to do that as long as it retains the double lift. You're going to turn this card face down, grab the actual top card, which is an indifferent card, and put it on the bottom of the deck openly. As you say, watch, look, I'll do it again. I just got to rub it. It's got to do a little bit of a consensual rub here. And that card comes back to the top. Now, at this point, you're going to take this card. You're going to show it. You're going to insert it face down from the front here into the middle of the deck. The perception is that that card is going in the middle of the deck face down. Really, all the cards are face up. The work's already done, son. You're going to squeeze that card into the deck. And now you're going to show the bottom card. You're going to take the bottom card, bring it to the top as you illustrate and make a point about it not being on the bottom. But I'll tell you what, we'll make this easier for you to see. So all I'm going to do here is I'm going to take this card. I'm going to turn it face up on top of the deck. Remember that we have a single face down card and the rest of the deck here. So what I'm going to do here is this lovely moment where I'm able to put this card face up in the deck, and it just looks like the deck turns face up. Very nice little visual move there. All I'm doing is putting that card face up and pushing a block with my thumb. So I'm pushing a block of cards with my thumb, which is going to allow me to spread these cards and not prematurely show this card. If you prematurely show this card, she's going to laugh at you for coming so soon. I'm available for kids' parties. So here, we're going to spread that block until we get to that first face down card here. And in this case, that's going to be the spectator's card. Now, one thing I like doing at this point is I like calling a random card. So there's a random card that's being called in the back, a spread call, if you would, so that when I get to the end card here, this card has ridden the entire way. The reason for that is in a moment, I'm going to take this card, I'm going to turn it face up and show that it's in fact the spectator's card. But when I put it on top of the deck, really, I'm putting it underneath this cold card. The reason for that is when I square up the cards, it's really going to seem like that card changed colors when I turn the deck over. So if I didn't do that, this card would just go on top of the deck. So I'd turn this card face down, put it on top of the deck, and turn it over, and it would seem like nothing had changed. But if I want to do this sequence where the card actually changes color and the rest of the deck changes color, I like to call a card here so that it just seems like that card changes color along with the rest of the deck as I square it up and turn it over. And now, just to show the deck change color, I'm going to push off a block here to cover this red card and spread the deck to show that it's now a completely different colored deck. You don't want to show this bottom card. You don't want to show this bottom card. Now, there are a number of different ways to do this. If you want, you could do exactly as I said before, which is you just take this card, you turn it face up, show it to be the spectator's card, and now you place this on top of the deck, and you could do whatever color change you want to change that top card into the color that's going to match the rest of the deck. You could definitely do a Cardini change if you want to do it that way and show the card without pushing the block. You could do an Erdnase color change. You could do whatever color change you want that involves hiding this red card to show the fact that the deck has now changed color. So the sequence is designed to just show red as much as possible without saying red, 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 or saying, hey, look, this is a red card. So that initial ambitious card sequence is just designed to get the spectator used to this notion of seeing red cards and red cards. So by the time it comes to this last little bit of a twist, it really becomes surprising. So the reason I said that this is an incomplete idea is because obviously there's a lot of flaws with this particular trick. So if you haven't realized it, you're ending very dirty. You're ending in a situation where this card is underneath the top card of the deck, you're spreading through, and you have two cards that are faced in the back of the deck that are off color. So if you guys want, what I want you guys to do is to leave a comment below as to how you would improve this trick or your own variation or your own take on it. And that's a little bit of a theories that I like doing because it gets you talking. It gets us talking. This is a community. So we're going back and forth, sharing different ways to improve these tricks. So this is just a skeleton, and I want you guys to take that and improve it however it is that you guys want. So leave it in the comments below. And that's pretty much going to be, oh boy, I think that's it. I think that's it. I shilled the academy. I showed you guys a trick. I told you guys to leave a comment. If you guys have 2 ears, hit the like button. I want to die. I'm going to go and figure out different ways to stick a fork in the socket.
When I see you again, 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 when I see